How's it going, guys? Welcome back, and I want to talk about something that's been invented that has cured a serious problem for me. So as you know, I'm definitely a PC gamer, and I spend a relatively large amount of money on my PC to keep it upgraded and performing well in all games. But every now and then I would just like to lay back on my couch in front of my TV and just play a simple game without having to, sit up straight in this chair as comfortable as it is. Every now and then just laying back and relaxing and playing a game in front of the TV is a lot of fun. However, that does usually require a console or another gaming rig set up in my TV room, but I certainly can't afford that after the amount of money I've spent on my PC. So what I've currently got set up in my TV room is a small media center PC, nothing fancy, definitely can't handle any AAA title games or even basic games on high graphics it will struggle with. But there has been something created called Moonlight Game Streaming. So what Moonlight Game Streaming does is it allows you to stream games from your main rig over to another rig or laptop or even an Android device. All that you need is a compatible NVIDIA GTX card in your main rig. You need to have it connected over a network. Wireless does work, however wireless isn't recommended due to the latency issues caused, because this does require a very good connection to do. And then you obviously need a compatible streaming device, such as, like I said, an Android device, a Windows desktop or Windows laptop. So once you have all that set up, you just need to install the application onto the remote desktop. All you need on your main rig is the up-to-date NVIDIA drivers with up-to-date NVIDIA GeForce Experience also installed. And once you've got all that going, you can go ahead and stream. So let me go ahead and show you exactly how it works. Okay guys, so I'm in front of my media center PC now. I've just got the DirectX diagnostic tool open just to show you guys exactly what specs this machine's running on. It's running a simple i3 4160 with 8 gigs of RAM. I'll zoom into it so you guys can get a better look. As you can see there, i3, nothing fancy, definitely not a gaming rig. As for graphics card, it's running a GT NVIDIA GT 640. Just going to zoom into that for you guys to have a look-see. I'll zoom back out. Okay, so basically you can tell anybody who knows their specs is going to tell you that this won't be able to run top of the range games at high graphics. However, with the streaming service, this machine isn't going to be actually rendering the game. The PC inside my room will be rendering it, which has got a lot better specs. The Moonlight Game Streaming service did support this game streaming, but they had a previous version which didn't support hardware decoding, which basically meant the PC that you were streaming to was not able to take advantage of its hardware to decode the video that was being sent from the machine that was doing the rendering. However, now they've released an alpha version of the game, of the program, sorry, which installs onto your Google Chrome browser, which once you've installed it, we'll leave the link in the description box below, which gives a very easy how to install. Once you've installed onto your Google Chrome, you'll go into your Google Chrome apps, you'll then see the application sitting there. You will then open it. Then when it opens, it'll offer you all the machines on your network. If you can't find your machine, you might just have to add it manually. However, it does add it automatically, and it did add it automatically for me. Okay, so then once you do that, you can select the resolution you want to set the your games at. You can set the frame rate. If you want the remote audio on and off, it'll automatically set the bitrate you need. I just set it a few megabytes high just to give it some more breathing room. If you set it too high, you will actually affect the performance. So you don't want to just set it all the way maximum. Just put it a few megs higher than what it recommends, just to make sure you've got that headroom, and it should perform fine as long as you're on a decent wired network and not on a slow wireless network. So anyway, I'm going to click on my machine. The first time you click on the machine, it will actually ask you for a code to type in onto your machine that you're going to be streaming from, just to authenticate that it doesn't have any unauthorized connections going through. Once you've done that, it will load a list of all your games. And now this is where a couple hiccups have occurred. First of all, a lot of these games I've uninstalled very long ago, and if I try and run them, it just breaks everything. So that's one thing that happens, which I don't know why. You can remove the games, because the games also populate on your NVIDIA GeForce Experience on your machine you're streaming from. So you can remove the games there and it won't populate it yet. Another issue I've had is where you try and run the games and it doesn't correctly open it. It says it's trying to run the game but it doesn't work. I've had a fix for that, but it's a bit of a runaround where you've got to manually add the game's executable onto your NVIDIA GeForce Experience on the PC you're streaming from, so that it will then populate on your Moonlight app, and then it will work correctly. So first thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to run GTA 5, because most people know it is a high-end game and it will not run properly on this low-spec machine, but it's just to prove how the streaming works. I've also got myself my Xbox gaming controller, which is running off the Microsoft receiver, so that I can also prove to you that it does also help stream the input from your machine that you're streaming to. I've currently got the Xbox receiver plugged into my media center PC, so what it does is it's sending the input to my main rig and also rendering that input from here and then sending the signal back here so it can display the game. So I had to add GTA 5 manually as well, so I'm going to run GTA 5. It's going to start the launcher. It will then do the RTSP handshake, which is basically the forward and backwards of the input and the output. As you can see, there's the output. Now, the reason that it is displaying in a window, which I'm glad it does, is because I've got the game streaming service running in 1080p, but the game is running in 720, so it will make this window that you see. It's very easy to fix that. You simply change the resolution within the game to the 1080p to match the resolution of the streaming program. But I will do that as soon as we're in. I'm just going to fast forward through this whole process because it does take quite a while to load the game. Okay guys, so we're inside the game. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the audio. Doesn't seem to be pushing it. I think that might actually be my input that's incorrect. I just have to change on my amplifier to auxiliary. I just want to prove to you guys that it does actually push the audio from the game. There it comes. It's a bit loud. I'm just put softer. Sorry about that. Okay guys, so as you can see, I'm in the game. It's pushing through the audio smoothly. I am using the controller. It's all working 100%. I'm just going to change the game to full HD so that this border goes away. And while I'm busy with that, I'll also show to you guys the graphics is up. Let me first put the resolution up so you guys can see all that easier. Full HD, keep new settings. Don't know if you guys can see all that. So I'm very high on ultra. Let me just zoom in on that for you guys just to make sure you guys can see it clearly. All of the graphics are up very high. And like I said, anybody who knows the hardware knows that this machine will not be able to run this game at such graphics. But that is just the glory of it. It is actually running this on my machine in my room, which is a lot beefier and can run this game. And the Xbox controller, again, working 100%. The game is very smooth. I have noticed some hiccups. However, I do think it's actually my machine that has a slight lag to it every now and then. And I think also the reason for that is simply because while streaming, your graphics card already gets put under a slight bit of load just to do this, just to stream the game on top of actually rendering the game. But as you can see, it is actually very smooth. I haven't had a hiccup as of yet. When I was busy testing earlier, I had 1 or 2 hiccups, but it is extremely playable. So guys, it's a pretty awesome idea. You can also do it from a laptop or even an Android device. I don't have the, I can show you guys on the Android device. I'll maybe add that at the end of the video. But I also want to try and get a cable which will then make from the micro USB port in my phone to a USB type A, so I can also plug in the Xbox controller, because it is also to be able to support that. But that'll be probably be for a future video. But until then guys, I hope you enjoyed my horrendous gameplay, and I hope you guys enjoy this piece of software. And if you do give it a test and it works well for you or doesn't work well for you, please just leave a comment in the comment box below. Leave a like if you liked this video, leave a dislike if you disliked it. We also ask that you guys click the subscribe button so you can subscribe to future videos like this. But until next time guys, I'd like to say thanks and cheers.